When you can tell that people low key are throwing shade at you, it benefits you to keep your distance. Because if you try to involve yourself with anyone that isn't really for you 100%, it's always going to end up in a sly comment, slick comment, something negative to say. So the best thing for a person to do is to pretty much stay to yourself. All right, staying to yourself will alleviate a lot of problems. If you notice that you and another person may not get along, if you notice that something that someone says rubs you the wrong way, and if it's something that you have to deal with, or if it's something that you're going to end up being exposed to quite frequently, you're going to want to take the positive route, because it just doesn't make sense to keep going into the butcher shop. If you keep going to a person to speak to them, and each time you keep going away hurt, feeling some type of way, or them saying something that aggravates you, or them doing something that is possibly irritating, and that's something that bothers you, why would you want to keep doing that to yourself? So that's why I use that butcher house reference. Why would you want to keep going to the butcher's house? It's like if you're a chicken and you're trying to avoid being caught by the by that wolf in those cartoons, you'd want to stay away from it. You wouldn't want to keep going near it. You wouldn't want to keep putting yourself in harm's way. So the fact that some people keep putting themselves in harm's way is usually out of fear. You can't be afraid to not want to. I mean, you can't be afraid to defend yourself or stand up for yourself. Some people may be in situations to where they feel, if I do this, it may turn out into a negative result. But why continue to allow negative things to happen to you? Because that's going to result in a negative result for you. Why would you want to keep allowing yourself to be put in a negative mood or to have a negative attitude? And some folks think they're slick with the way that they say things and how they say it to you and how they present it to you, like you won't be able to tell. All right, some people that you deal with in life will say things to you in a way to where it's like, I know what you meant there. I know what you were trying to say, but I'm just going to let that slide. I'm going to let that pass because I don't have time for it. Some people, it's easy to get along with them. All right, some folks, when you talk to them, it's like you guys can have some type of commonality, but then there's some people, it's just the way they are is the way they are. And if that person is someone that, is messy, or that one someone, if that person is someone that always has something negative to say, it would benefit you or behoove you to basically keep your distance, because you know what to expect from them. And if what you expect from them isn't what you would want to expect from a person, then you're continuously putting yourself in harm's way. There are some people that want to purposely stress you out. There are some people that purposely want to upset you or offend you. And that's why it benefits you to not get upset or offended. You have to be able to take the energy from a situation and turn it into what you want by changing your thoughts and changing your mind. All right, so that's another way. But the easiest, most simple method is to do what works best for you. You have to do what works best for you. If you know that a person is a certain type of way, and sooner or later they're going to say something, do something, or something that, something's going to happen. You can pretty much feel the energy in the room. You know that sooner or later this person is going to try to clown you. You know this person is sooner or later going to talk mess to you, or they're going to say something. They're going to say something like covert, low key, under the radar. They're going to try to throw shade. It's going to be a backhanded compliment. And these are ways of bullying, and these are things that people can do that they can get away with, and other people pretty much have to just take it. So what I'm saying is, instead of complaining about it, instead of making a big deal out of it, why continue to keep taking it? If you pretty much know what you're going to get from a person after a couple interactions. And if a person is not going to change, And if you can't make them be who you would like them to be, because that's narcissistic, you can't go in the world and try to change the world. But what you can do is you can go inside your mind and change yourself and how you feel. You could tell yourself how to feel. You could program yourself on what to think. So that will basically pretty much help you overrule anything that anybody tries to bring your way. You just have to cultivate enough patience to be able to bring yourself back to a relaxed state of mind, to be able to think clearly, to be able to realize that it's some BS that you're having to deal with. And some people don't feel that way. Some people feel that that's just the way things are supposed to be. Some people think that bullying is normal, and there's different forms of it. All right, it's not always physical. Some people, it's mental. They're trying to get in your head. So what you have to do to combat, bullies on a psychological level is you got to constantly work on your mind. You got to constantly work on your mind, and that's what you do with that space. When people are doing things that you don't know, or you can't control, or you don't know how to fight back or combat, why continuously put yourself in a boxing ring? A boxer does not put himself, or a fighter does not put himself or herself in the ring without knowing how to fight. People don't go into battle or war without having the proper tools, skills, or know-how. So why would you continuously try to put yourself in a situation or a group to where you're constantly feeling like you're the butt of the joke, or the butt of every joke, or people are low-key, kind of doing things or saying things around you to where it's like you're left out, and it's like, it's kind of weird, it's just, it doesn't seem right, it doesn't feel right, and it's like something is up. It's like your radars are up. All right, usually people will get called paranoid, but you have a high sensory perception as an empath. You can tell. You can sense certain things. You can tell certain things. That's why people will try to call you crazy and say certain things about you. It's because you have a higher level of intelligence, and you can pick up on things. Some certain people think they're slick with the things that they do and the things that they say, but you can pick up on things. But the best thing to do is to learn to not take it personal. It's best to learn to not take things personal, all right? So that will help you alleviate a lot of pressure, a lot of stress on yourself. If you're taking things personal that other people do, you're going to end up stressing yourself out and worrying yourself to death over what somebody is going to do today or what somebody is going to do next. And that's not a state of mind that you want to be in. It's possibly a state of mind that, the people that are fighting against you want to keep you in, because they constantly want to keep people like us on the defense. So that way we either react, we make a mistake, we say something we shouldn't, and then we're the ones that end up, with a problem on our hands. All right, we're the ones that end up having to come up with another solution. So it's best for you to do what would help you the most, which is to up your game, prepare for battle, know who you're up against, know what you're dealing against. And how you do that is you use your time to your own benefit. You have to, if you're dealing with anything that I mentioned in this video, it would aid you, and it would be wise for you to self-educate. That's the only way. All right. And also to, like I said, to not take things personally, and to give yourself some space. Step back from the situation. Step back from the person. If somebody is saying something or doing something that you don't like, get away from them. All right. Sometimes there are going to be people that have an issue with you, and the way that they go about handling it is by working against you. Some people will try to work against you because it's a inferiority thing, it's a insecurity thing, it's a intimidation thing. Some people feel that you may be stepping on toes. Some people feel that you may be encroaching upon their territory. Some people are territorial. You think you just live in some place and you saying hi to people. Some people think you're trying to take their friends from them, or you're trying to take their spot. I don't know. It's the way some people's mind works. Everybody's mind works different. All right. Everybody's mind works the way it works. But hey, if you know there's something up with you, do like Druuill and just stay to yourself. That's why I stay to myself. That's why I'm always staying to myself, because I'm always working on myself, because I know there are things about me that I need to fix. And I don't try to make my problems anybody else's problem, or push or project or any of those things. All right, so you're going to want to be able to pick up on when people are talking down to you or throwing shade, or it's just usually going to turn out in a way to where whatever they say to you is it's just going to feel funny. It's going to be like, it's not going to be anything that you would do to a person. And you being a good person, you are a judge for that. All right, but if you are a good person and you're watching this video and you have moral standards, when you see people treating you a way that you wouldn't treat them, yes, that is something, is most likely something wrong. It might be someone playing around. It might be a cultural difference. It might be they might not even know they're aware of it. But most of the time, when people do things, they are aware of what they're doing. When someone is saying something harmful, and it's or someone is doing something that's meant to harm over a period of time, then that was the intended action. The intended action was to harm. People do things that are small and little, but over a certain amount of time, it's called a death by 1,000 cuts. They get you slowly but surely, and before you know it, you bled to death. All right. So we don't need that for sure. We definitely don't need that. So don't let people talk to you any kind of way they want. And don't associate yourself with people once you realize that they're talking down to you. Remove yourself and take your presence back, which is taking your power back. If you're not in their presence, if you're not in their face, they can't have anything to say to you. All right. So when you realize that people are saying wicked things or having something mean or ignorant to say, you can say something back if you want. But usually it'll happen so many times that it'll just wear you down trying to even care about it. So it's best to just not even care about it. Let it go in one ear, let it go out their mouth in one ear and out the other. All right. You could even pretend you didn't even hear anything. Did I just hear something? What was that? I don't know. And just go about your day. Whatever works for you, whatever you can figure out how to get the situation off of your mind so you can get back to thinking about something positive. That's really what it is. You have to get your mind back to thinking about something that'll suit you better than what's trying to destroy you. You think about something that's going to make you angry. It's going to make you more prone to react. If you keep your mind on what they're doing, it's going to keep your focus on the wrong things, and it's going to keep your thoughts going in the wrong direction, which is going to eventually create a problem for you. If you keep sending enough energy and enough thoughts into a thing or into an action or into an idea, it's going to manifest no matter what it is. Even if it's an idea to where you're thinking something negative about someone, even if they're doing something negative to you. So you're going to want to look for the best. You're going to want to see the good in a person, but you're not going to want to do it up close. It's just something for you to be able to deal with people who are treating you with disrespect. So if somebody's treating you with disrespect, it wouldn't behoove you to keep looking at them as someone that treats you with disrespect. Realize this is someone that you should pity, someone that needs help, someone that needs growth, someone that needs to work on themselves. All right. Realize that, it's nothing that you're doing, and it's nothing that you have to feel bad about. All right. You don't have to be unhappy, or you don't have to be sad because people don't like you. All right. You don't have to be unhappy, or you don't have to be sad because you're not included. You don't have to be unhappy, or you don't have to be sad because you're the odd man out, or, you feel that people are playing with you in a way you wouldn't play with them, or you feel that people are low-key disrespectful to you. All right, you wouldn't have to, you don't got to do all that. You don't have to feel bad or upset because people are trying to project how they want you to feel onto you. Because I'm sure you feel good. I'm sure you're a positive person, somebody that goes through life and just leaves people alone and that just wants to see people do well and succeed. But there aren't too many people out there like that. There are people who try to pretend to be that way, but they're really not. All right, I'm going to keep it real with you. Nobody really wants to see anybody succeed other than themselves. All right, but then you'll have people who will actually hate and won't be able, a person who appreciates you A person who can admit that, a person who can acknowledge somebody else's success, that's a rare person. Just because they acknowledge their success, it doesn't mean that they don't still feel the same things that everybody else does. They're able to control it and realize that that's not going to do anything for them to feel that way. So it's basically they have to find a way to channel that aggression and turn it into something positive. Somebody has something that you want, you don't hate on them, you rechannel that aggression and you figure out how to find a way to do something positive with it. You don't take that negative energy and project it back onto that person because they're successful or they have what you want. You work towards getting it for yourself. So those who talk down to you, those who talk shit to you, those who talk crazy to you, they're missing something in life. And they feel that you have it. They feel you have the key. They feel you got the secret. They feel you got the secret sauce. All right, you got the info, the intel. You know what to do. A lot of chosen ones know how to live. That's why people are always studying you and watching you. You'll have people in camouflage right there in plain sight, sitting there for hours. You'll even forget they're there. You go to scratch your nose or check a text or something, or get something out your eye, and they out of here. You're like, whoa, I forgot you was even still there. All right, people are watching you and studying you and trying to see and learn what it is. It's something on the inside. They have it. It's just off. They got to turn it on, and they're not going to turn it on by mimicking, copying, watching, monitoring you, or being mean to you. All right, so this whole being mean stuff, right? It's just you have to get over the fact that everybody's not like you and people aren't as good to you as you are to them. You'll leave people alone. You won't say negative things. You'll hold your tongue and, be respectful. But, sometimes that's not everybody's thing. That's why I made that video the other day. You got to have patience for people who don't care. People who don't care about righteousness, people who don't care about your respect, people who don't care about being a good person to you. That's cool and all. That's their right. That's their, they can do that. But you have the right to not care. You have the right to not feel bad. You don't got to feel bad because, someone doesn't, you're not somebody's cup of tea. You can feel good right in front of their face. And not have any animosity towards them, not retaliate. All right, and it's good to feel, it's good to be free and to not hold grudges. All right, it's good to not hold grudges. You don't even want to have any angst or any disdain or any hate towards those that hate or have angst or disdain for you. You don't even want that. It's weighing you down. It's their problem. They have a problem with you, and they want to make you have a problem with them. Other people who have a problem with you, it's not your freaking problem. It's not your problem if somebody has a problem with you. It's not. Don't make other people's problem with you your issue. They don't like you, they gotta suck it up. Some people will try to convince it's you that has the issue with them when it's them that has the issue with you. So you have to work on not caring. You got to work on focusing on you. You got to focus on being able to be happy in the presence of people that want you to feel bad about yourself or your situation. All right. You got to learn how to be positive when other people are always trying to put a negative spin on things because things aren't working out for them and they don't want anything to work out for anybody else. Things are going to work out for you. They're going to. They were always meant to. And they're always going to be working out for you. Things are always going to get better for you. They're never going to stop getting better for you. Just know that. Every day and every way, you keep getting better and better. So when people feel the need to talk to you badly, like I said, it's because of something that they're trying to destroy. It's because something that they see, they don't want to continue to see it. That self-confidence, that self-love, that intelligence, that integrity, the fact that you're a good person, don't forget that. All right, the fact that you wouldn't do to them what they'll do to you. You don't retaliate. You don't say anything negative back. You go about your day in a positive way, and that's the best thing you can do. All right, you're thinking about so many other things. You don't have time to focus on anything that's not putting any money in your pocket. And when some people are negative and they want you to focus on things that don't put money in your pocket, it wastes your time. It wastes your time trying to get back at other people. It wastes your time trying to come up with something to say to someone who's going to always have something to say every day. Here's the reason why someone would have something to say to you every day is because that person has an underlying issue. It's something that they have to fix or deal with. And they're trying to suck you in. Don't get sucked into somebody's problem with you. Oh, they say something to me, I'm going to have something to say to them. I got to have something to say back. I'm not worrying myself over that. You feel some type of way? Cool. Okay, sure, whatever. If I have something to say, if I don't, I'm not troubling myself over it. I'm not going to put mental power into having something to say to somebody that already has a problem with me and I'm already winning in the first place. You're already winning in their eyesight. You're already winning in their mind sight. All right, you're already successful in their mind sight. So put the haters in the hindsight. Put the karmics in the hindsight. All right, put those who rather try to tear others down rather than build themselves up in the hindsight. You don't have to build me up. Just don't tear me down. All right, you don't have to build me up. Just don't tear me down. I can work on that process myself. You can work on that process yourself. But the thing is, they see rocks, they see rubble, they see bricks being laid, they see concrete, they see some type of blueprint. They haven't seen the whole schematics. You ain't showed them the whole blueprint, but they know you got one. All right, they see something being put together right before their eyes. They see it. All right, it's something being put together right before their eyes. You're becoming who you're meant to be right before the eyes of your enemies, and they can't stand it. All right, so whoever is your enemy, they'll know. All right, so if those that are cool with you, they don't have to worry about anything. They focused on themselves, doing what they need to do, and being positive. But those that are coming up against you, they got another thing coming. Those who got a problem. Those who got a problem with you, they got another thing coming, man. God is too powerful in this day, in this time, in this hour, in this year, in this day, in this month, in this season. God is too powerful, man. The God in you is too powerful, man. You see the snakes in the grass, all right? You stepping on all the scorpions, all right? Don't tread on me, my ass, all right? Don't tread on me, my ass. I'm treading all over you. I'm stepping all over you, all right? And I'm gonna hit the toes on you too. The little toe smush. You getting smushed. All right. Crushing the hell out of them. Cause we're not playing, man. Yeah, people that always have something to say to you, it's because they usually have always something that usually people who always have something to say to you, it's because you're always on their mind. They got an issue with you. They're thinking about you instead of themselves. All right. So instead of thinking about them, they're thinking about you. All right. Maybe they don't know how to shift their mind and their thoughts back onto themselves, but we all have to do that. Everybody has to learn how to shift their mind and their thoughts back onto themselves. I remember I worked at this one job and I had problems with someone and they were all I could think about. And I'm like, why in the hell am I thinking about this person that I don't like, I don't want nothing to do with? It's because this person kept making me have to interact with them and all this other weird stuff. And it's like, it was a form of bullying that I couldn't see. It's like people will try to force themselves on you, and you don't have to have anything or anyone forced on you if you don't want to. All right, people who are respectable, they don't try to force things on people. That's what respectable people do. But people who don't have respect for you, people who are trying to control you, use you, conquer you, all right, they'll try to force themselves on you, force a friendship on you. All right, it's nothing that I don't care if you work with the person. I don't care if the person owns stake in your company. I don't care, whatever. All right, whatever the situation is. All right, don't allow that to take place. All right, don't allow people to pressure you into being a friend. Don't allow people to pressure you into doing anything extra or whatever. You know how people try to get you to do certain stuff you don't feel like doing. Come in this day or do this or do that. Have all that already worked out in your mind to where you're only going to do what you're comfortable with. You're only going to do what you're comfortable with. You're not comfortable talking to somebody, don't talk to them. You're not comfortable being friends with somebody, don't be friends with them. All right, people don't have access to you unless you allow them to. So don't give somebody access to you if you don't want that to happen. or especially if this person is a problem. Don't allow people who are problems into your life. You don't have to associate with people if you don't want to. You don't owe anybody anything. You don't have to talk to anybody if you don't want to. All right, you don't have to say anything to anybody if you don't want to. But this is for situations to where you could tell where it's something to where the person has a problem with you. I'm not saying be rude to people and just not say nothing to nobody, but you have to do what benefits you and put your best interest first. You can't let people play with you. If you let one person play with you, everybody's going to play with you. And sometimes, some people, they look like people could play with them until you let people know otherwise. Yo, please don't play with me. I'm not playing with you. Don't play with me. All right. So it's a lot having to communicate, learn how to deal with situations and things, and teaching people how to treat you. This is something that you have to do. This is something you have to do. People have to know how to treat you because there are certain spirits out there you're gonna have to put in check. There are certain spirits out there that are taking life as a game, and they just going around playing around with everything and everyone, and that may not be you. You're not going to be disrespectful. You're not going to be rude. You're not going to say anything out of pocket or to get yourself in trouble, but you will handle yourself in a way to where you get the result you want from others. And that way you are able to feel comfortable in any environment. You are allowed to feel comfortable. You are allowed to be yourself. You're allowed to just be able to breathe and just be able to just be, all right, without anything being forced on you. All right, some people, they want to get near you. They want to control you and your whole operation. Everything that has to do with you, they want to be in control of it some way, somehow. Because they're in the picture and they see how they could manipulate the situation or benefit from you specifically. So people have agendas when they're trying to force things on you. People are trying to force friendships. People are trying to force relationships. People are trying to force anything. It's always agenda based. This is why when you just allow people to walk all over you, or you end up doing something you don't really feel like doing, and you end up getting the short end of the stick. You know it was something you shouldn't have done. All you had to do was stand up for yourself and say no. All you had to do was not do it. All you had to do was tell the person that you couldn't, or just like I said, say no. So don't allow people that have bad intentions to try to work their way or place themselves into your life in any kind of way. All right, it's always going to end up better for them and worse for you when you can sense something, when you can see something, when you can tell that, this isn't a good person, or this isn't the type of person I should associate myself with. Don't associate yourself with them. You could end up going for a ride with them, end up getting pulled over, and both y'all going to jail. All right, you could end up, who knows what could happen. Who knows what could happen, all right? So if you get the feeling to stay away from people, stay away from them. Don't be pressured to be a good person. Be a good person to yourself. All right, that's who you need to focus on being a good person for. Don't worry about all that other stuff, or am I this or am I? Don't overthink the situation. Don't overthink the situation. No is no, yes is yes. Don't waver in between. If you waver in between, people are going to see that, I could get this, I could get through to this person, or I could use this person, or I could get what I want from this person, or I could make this person, do what I tell them to. All right, so you don't need any of that. All right, you definitely don't need any of that. So with that being said, you got to be able to tell if something doesn't feel right about a person. Stay away from them, no matter the situation, no matter the circumstance. Don't be rude, be polite, but you don't have to be anybody's friend. You don't have to force anything. You don't have to do anything you don't want to do. All right, there's nothing that you have to do that makes you uncomfortable. If it makes you feel uncomfortable, don't do it. If your mind, or if your spirit, or if your higher self is telling you not to do it, don't do it. Doesn't matter what everybody else is doing. Doesn't matter what everybody else is saying. Everybody can tell you that's a really good person, and they don't see what you're talking about when you talk about this person. Stay away from them. Everybody can tell you that if you don't deal with this person, it could be trouble for you. Stay away from them. Don't deal with that person. Let everybody else deal with that person. You stay true to yourself, and you stay true to how you want to feel. The universe will work things out for you. All right, a door will open up for you. One door closes, another door opens. All right, don't allow any kind of pressure Don't allow anything that anybody says to make you feel bad about yourself, or don't allow anything that anybody does to make you feel bad about yourself. All right? There's anything that you don't feel like doing, don't do it. Even if it's, even if it's down to speaking to someone or being someone's friend. You don't have to be everybody's friend. You don't have to speak to everybody. There are some people who are bad news bears, and they're just hiding the damage and the hate that they have for you. And the more you put yourself around this person, the more you're going to be exposed to harm, danger, negativity, toxicity, and that's going to wear you out. That's going to wear you out. That's going to damage your spirit. It's going to bring you down, and it's going to make you feel like crap. And you don't want your energy. You don't want your energy drained by any. You don't want your energy drained. All right. You don't want to feel like crap. And there are some people that are aware of what they're doing. There a lot of people like this. They're aware of what they're doing. They've been doing it their whole life. They know that they use their words this way against people. They know that they have little jokes and little innuendos or whatever things underlying. Little inside jokes. There we go. That's what I was looking for. Little inside jokes and things that they have that they say about people with other people right in the face and presence of other people. So, it's these forms of things that you just got to let go and deal with and just accept. Like, okay, there's going to be some of this. There's going to be some of that. So you don't focus on it. Just don't focus on it. It's amazing what you could do with your mind when you choose to focus on other things. But it's like it's so prevalent, and people will see you fighting it. They'll see you not focusing on it. They'll see you not paying attention to it, and they'll keep trying to force it down your throat. So this is why videos like this are important, because I know somebody out there is like, okay, I'll just not focus on it. What's the video? What's all this for? What's all the extra stuff for? What's all the hubbub about? All right. There are those who have individuals who will keep trying to force things on you and force you to see certain things, force you to have to deal with certain things, force you to have to pay attention to certain things. All right. It's like a non-touch form of bullying. It's like stealing your attention, an energy vampire kind of thing. All right. And we can get deeper into it. They got entities on them and all these other things, and certain spiritual possession, demonic possession, which causes them to behave this way, because the light that we possess is we're like a fast food restaurant for light. Demons is just trying to come by and just steal it. Just let me get some light. Let me get some light. Let me get some light. And they know it. They know it. They know that you're a positive force and they're a negative one. And even if they don't feel that they're negative, if they're not being positive to you, and what they are being to you is negative, then that by default would make them a negative person, maybe. All right. So if somebody's not being positive to you, you got to call a spade and view it the way it's supposed to be viewed. Somebody's being negative to you, they ain't being positive to you. All right. If somebody's saying something that makes you feel bad, they're not doing something that makes you feel good. So regardless of being mean, regardless of thinking that you're a mean person, regardless of thinking you're a rude person, regardless of thinking you're doing something that's not right, you got to do what's best for you at the end of the day, and not care about somebody else's feelings, whether they think something is wrong or right. It doesn't matter who's wrong or right. Just beat it. All right. Get it out the way. Move past it. Move over it. All right. Put your mind on something else and keep going. You don't have to care about every little thing. All right. You don't have to care about everything. Most of your thoughts aren't even yours all the time. So if you do something or something makes you feel uncomfortable because you got to stand up for yourself or handle yourself, the thoughts that come with that, don't even pay attention to that. All right. Don't even pay attention to them thoughts, to where if you do something that's right for you, you feel bad or guilty afterwards. Screw that. To hell with that. All right. That's a wicked program. That's a wicked program. Somebody wanted you to put others before yourself and never put your own interests first. That's a wicked program right there. And it has to be defeated. All right. It's called the people pleaser program. You putting other people before you, letting other people walk all over you, letting people just dog you for just to seem like whatever. I guess a good person. You could be a good person just by being silent. You can be a good person by not letting people talk down to you or play with you or say, belittling things to you. You can be a good person like that by standing up for yourself and by showing others that they don't have to take the stuff that other people want to give out. You don't have to take it. You could stand up for yourself. All right, so find some ways that I've mentioned in this video that will help you do just that. All right, so that way you ain't got to take or put up with other people's crap, because you're not supposed to. You weren't put here to, and you don't have to. Peace.